Hi, this is Dr. DocAmitay, registered clinical psychologist. We're almost at the beginning of the school year, and so I've been asked to do a number of TV segments talking about how parents can deal with the anxiety of back to school jitters versus perhaps a real separation anxiety. And I think of most disorders as existing on a continuum. So it's really important for the parents to know their children, to know whether a child who doesn't want to go to school is just displaying the usual difficulty in adjusting from, let's say, 2 months of summer to having to go to school versus having an actual, for example, separation anxiety. The two things to look for, as in with most disorders, is one, is it significantly impairing the child's functioning? Can they not concentrate? Maybe they're wetting themselves. Maybe they can't. They can barely speak. Number two is the child suffering some significant distress over in this case, going back to school. So, again, there's a difference between not wanting to go, maybe throwing a bit of a tantrum, and genuinely freaking out, being terrified. And, there are many reasons why a child might not want to go to school. One is that there could be maybe bullies at the school. Maybe they had a bad experience at daycare or camp or previous school year. Number two, they might have a kind of maybe social anxiety where they're afraid of being ridiculed, embarrassed, judged, and so on. Or maybe due to what's going on in their own home, maybe they're afraid that if they leave their parent, that something terrible is going to happen to them. Even if it's irrational, you're talking about a young child. So if they see a lot of conflict, for example, between the parents, or if one of the parents is depressed or acts in certain ways or says things that they shouldn't, which makes the child get really anxious about their parents' well-being, then it's possible that they're afraid that while they're at school, something terrible is going to happen to the parent. So it's really up to the parent to know their child, to talk to them, and to see what they can do as a parent to help alleviate the anxiety or jitters at the first day of school. Some of the things they can do is take the child to the school, especially if it's the first day of school ever. Take them to the classroom. Teachers come in like a week or two before school begins. Talk to the teacher. Let the teacher know, what's happening. You give this child a sense of understanding of what's going on around them, because every child, every adult needs a sense of control or mastery over their environment to a certain degree. And first day of school can be terrifying because the kid has no idea what to expect, even if they've been to school before. It's a whole new school year. Another thing you can do is have them go to school with friends so that there's a sense of familiarity. Once again, it's going back to predictability, to control. Have some kind of positive thing to look for afterwards. Tell the child, hey, we'll go out for, ice cream or something afterwards, or something like that. But just let the child know that it's not the end of the world. And what's really important is that the parents don't convey that either, because a lot of parents, they get all wound up and anxious and so on about the whole back to school thing. So they've got to make sure that they're calm, they're control, and that they convey that sense of it's going to be all right to their child.